It is Friday night and I'm prepping dinner. Usually on Fridays, we might do some sort of pizza. Sometimes it's homemade, sometimes it's frozen. Sometimes we get it from Aldi. You know, depends what we feel like. But tonight I am using my gluten-free crust. I have to remain gluten-free. And I'm just topping my pizzas with sauce, cheese. I get the block cheese and I shred it. I'm adding turkey pepperoni, and then my red and yellow peppers and seasonings of choice. Do you guys have a Friday night staple? I know sometimes there's certain meals we have on certain nights, or a dinner out remains for a certain night. Really, Thursdays or Fridays is kind of our either pizza or takeout night. I decided I was going to chop up these peppers. I'm throwing them into my little Ninja blender. While the pizza is cooking, I am prepping 2 main courses. So I'm going to make some turkey meatballs, and I'm putting vegetables in my turkey meatballs. I'm chopping some cabbage. I find that blending up vegetables and putting it in certain meals that I'm making helps to just kind of hide the fact that there's vegetables in it, so my kids will eat it. We'll see if it works. Sometimes it's hit or miss. I kind of just play around with my seasonings here. So I added some buffalo seasoning and then salt, pepper. I put in a little bit of the hot pepper, or what do you call them, yellow pepper juice. I add a little bit of oats. I know some people do like bread or breadcrumbs in their meatballs. I just add some oats. And I'm going to play around with these a little bit. So some of these are just regular meatballs, and then some of them I'm going to put a little cube of cheese in there. These are going to be saved and put into the freezer, and I'm going to use these one of the nights this coming week. The girls are in cheerleading and they start school on Thursday, so it is probably going to be a Thursday night meal. I'll pull these out of the freezer, and then I'm going to stick them in the Instant Pot with some sauce, and I'll make some gluten-free pasta, or maybe even some zoodles. I have a zucchini I can make into zoodles, so sometimes I like to do a combo there. So I have a feeling these are going to be really good. Do you guys ever put cheese in the middle of your meatballs? I actually try to remain as dairy-free as possible, but cheese does not seem to bother me, and I don't normally eat a ton of cheese, so this will be fine. Into the freezer they go. Now I'm moving on to burgers. So I get the grass-fed lean beef at Aldi, and again I'm adding mustard, ketchup, some yellow pepper juice. I find that it gives it like a nice little kick. And then I just used salt and pepper. Here's Evie. She's coming to help me. So I am making these into jalapeno cheeseburgers. So I'm putting a cube of cheese in there, and then I'm adding some jalapenos. And you guys, we actually made these Saturday night, and they turned out amazing. I did not put any of that inside the kids' burgers. They had nothing inside of theirs. And I used a gluten-free bun. I don't know if you've heard of the Schars brand, Schars. That is my favorite brand for gluten-free bread. So I had my burger on top of that. But I do also recommend just doing like a lettuce wrap with your burgers if you feel like you need to minimize your carbs a little bit. I am by no means a low-carb kind of girl, but sometimes you just need to not have any carbs at a dinner. Here's Evie wanting to help me. I get weird about them touching raw meat, even though I have them wash their hands after no matter what. She wanted to help actually like pat the burger, and I was like, no, you're not touching that. We're having a little conversation here. She's pretty fascinated. Evie loves to help in the kitchen. I'm not sure where my other girls are at. I think they're playing with the neighbors. Okay, there's the finished pizza. It looks delicious. And I'm wrapping up the burgers. We're gonna have them Saturday night, which has already passed. And I'll show you the finished product here. Pizza was delicious. There's Gianna showcasing our meal. Look at that.